Day 24, self-isolation. It's getting hard, but just to let you know, the real world does exist. You can hear the seagulls. There are the houses beyond our garden outside. They're shaking through somebody else's, it's the next door neighbour's trellis. The gardens beyond ours, so there is life beyond isolation as my wife Sharon goes up to the allotment with her mother this morning. What do we need to say today? Well, first of all, let's be quite clear. The death rate or the death toll that the government are announcing, by their own admission, does not include those who die outside hospitals. Yeah? You have to remember that. It's not recording deaths in care homes. It's not recording deaths in private dwellings like this one. We still hear of people in care homes being sent do not resuscitate requests. Yeah, usually we've even heard of them being called by their GP surgeries so that they can sign a DNR. Then once that's signed, no ambulance will have to attend. And afterwards, what happens after one of these deaths? Well, certainly in London, we have now heard about a blue light team sent to collect corpses, effectively, and if necessary, to certify death. Teams can consist of an ambulance with a paramedic, obviously, and it's going to have a police officer, obviously, got to be there at an occasion of sudden death. Yeah. So ambulance and police officer to be sent out to recover the infected body. But remember this, these deaths are not going to go down as deaths in hospital. They're not, I believe, going to make it on to the national list, the national death list, death total, if you like. It's very deliberate. Just think about it logically. It's very, very deliberate. We don't really know how many people are dying outside hospitals. So what's the overall death toll? I'm guessing potentially twice, maybe even 3 times of that's actually being reported. And I'm basing that on them having to build all these temporary morgues. If there weren't so many people dying, they wouldn't need the morgue space. So I'm certainly basing that on that. So let's be quite clear. Next one we see, well, we've still got essentially what is herd immunity by any other name. Said yesterday that HM Passport Office are telling staff they have to come back or they will be sacked. Said to you yesterday there's talk of somebody making a broadcast to them saying, well, you know, we're all going to get it in the end, so you might as well come back now. Still lots of talk about exit strategies. That's a lovely, how do we exit from Brexit? How do we exit from the Middle East? How do we exit from here? Exit strategies, exit strategies, exit strategies. Everyone likes talking about that, don't they? It's a nice little soundbite, exit strategies. Even the government are saying, keep locked down. Okay? So don't be fooled. The exit strategy should obviously come much later, yeah? But don't be fooled. These are not exact death figures. Hospitals' oxygen systems malfunctioning. Another case I would imagine of NHS being neglected funding, so people being turned away. Just hope you weren't one of the people in an area that was turned away because they didn't have enough even oxygen to help you. What else have we got? Definitely competition now for ventilators. Yeah. Doctors already having to call in what we call the 3 wise men and make a clinical judgment on who will have the greatest chance of surviving if they're ventilated. That's already happening. Thank you to the German army for 60 or so ventilators they sent us. Absolutely fantastic, yeah. However, of course, NHS staff gagged, not allowed to say anything. You think of masks, the ineffective masks, as a gag, yeah. Plenty of consultants and whatever saying in letters to the respectable papers they're not getting the correct PPE. Plenty of hospitals actually believing that they will run out over Easter. What do they do when they run out? What about when they're already using bin bags? It's a lie, yeah. The Tories are putting out some story about so many million pieces of kit being sent out. They're putting out some story about the army delivering it. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie. Otherwise, why are consultants and everything in these hospitals saying they haven't got enough kit or they're going to run out of kit? Yeah, leaving their workers, frontline medics, unprotected. They will then get sick. They will then not be able to work their asses off trying to save other people. Well, that's about it for today, I think. Can hear the old seagulls having a go. So life is going on, but be careful what you believe. You should by now have learned not to trust a government of conservatives, and you should have learned to trust, not to trust rather, a government headed up by a racist liar like Johnson and, his deputies at the moment. Don't trust them. There's always more going on beneath the surface. My feeling is, obviously, they still are pursuing herd immunity, but quietly and by the back door. So, alive for day 24, I'm happy to say. If you're working in frontline services, frontline NHS services, I really offer you my full support and my greatest thanks, especially to our NHS. Bye.